Paramania Radio.
So it's Monday.
Yeah.
And what do we always do on Monday?
Well, duh. We go there.
Where at?
Paramania? What? How long you been doing this?
Well, long enough, but we need to let other people know.
I know you'd be like,
this is Teresa, and please come join us for Sit, Chat, and Rap with the Lunches. Jay will
and
make
this
you
is
laugh.
Jay. Hey, y'all, this is Big Dumb Redneck. Come listen to us here on ParamaniaRadio.com.
I'll get out my stones and my crystals and make you feel all tingly inside.
And I'm about as sensitive as a rock.
You are a rock.
This party's one. What time?
7 to 9 p.m. Where are you at?
I'm right here. I'm
Why?
sitting next to you. You're looking at me.
I'm not like to be in the studio with you. You do bad things.
Oh, no, not all the time. You guys come and listen to us.
I
on
would.
ParamaniaRadio.com.
I would, because she's funny.
Monday nights, 7p to 9p.
Eastern Daylight Time. ParamaniaRadio.com.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Paramania, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
You are listening to Paramania Radio.
You're listening to the Parasearch UK radio show with your hosts Kerry Greenaway and Jay Lynch, right here on Paramania Radio.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Parasearch UK radio show. Hi, Miss Kerry Greenaway, the host of the show. How are you tonight?
I'm fine, thank you. Co-host with you.
Co-host. I love it. Somebody's got to be the host. Somebody's got to lead. Somebody's got to follow. You lead, because if I lead, we're all screwed.
And you know that I like that kind of power.
Oh, my God. We're going to get in trouble tonight. We have no chaperones with Teresa tonight, so y'all forgive me. And I've had kind of a weird day today, so I'm taking a little extra liberties at the moment.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, we have an absolutely phenomenal guest tonight. We have Mr. Jeff Holder from Hell's Dam Bar. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing great. How about y'all?
I'm getting better. I'm getting more relaxed.
All right.
Kerry, how are you?
I'm absolutely fine. I have my cup of tea, and I'm fine and dandy over here in the UK. Jeff,
I don't have tea.
No, we know you don't have tea.
I'm not drinking tea tonight.
Oh, dear. Now, I have to say, this location that we're going to be talking about tonight looks absolutely awesome. Jeff, can you tell us about this location?
Hello, Jeff.
Oh,
we may have lost contact with him.
Oh, we lost him already. Oh, my God. Oh.
Hello, Jeff. Please come back. We like you.
You're lovely. We want to talk.
So, but anyway, for those that you don't know, Jeff and his wife, Vicky Holder, are actually phenomenal people. I just met them when we were down in Old South Pittsburgh Hospital for the Wayward Souls promotion thing. They have and run and operate Hell's Dam Bar, which is really close to them. And OSPH, and it's a phenomenal location. I'd seen it many times, and I've got a lot of friends that's been there. I got to go do a walkthrough with them for the first time, stuff. Just look at it. I cannot wait to get
it. Looks like we're losing feeds all over the place.
Why? We use Dave too?
I have no idea. Are you back with me, Jay?
I'm with you right now, and I'm talking away.
Oh, and Dave's still there.
Dave's still here.
Oh, my feed went all weird. Okay. Okay. So you was there you went down there, didn't you? You met them at the South Pittsburgh Hospital.
Hello. Hey, I'm back.
Sorry. Hey, we got Jeff back in the house.
God, I don't want to talk about I don't want to talk about the dam. It's your job.
Oh, it's going so well so far. So, Jeff, can you tell us a little bit about the Hales Bar Dam, please?
Okay, it was actually started in 1905 and then finished construction in 1913. And they had problems with it. Actually, it was Imperial Concrete, and it was built on porous limestone, so they had a lot of problems with leakage. Well, through the years, they fought the leakage and everything, and then in 1939, TVA took it over, and which is Tennessee Valley Authority. They took it over, and then in 1968, they station and blew the dam, which went across the river, and it spanned a half a mile across the river. So now the only thing left is the powerhouse, Building 2, which was added on after TVA took it over, and the tunnel system. The main building is 86,110 square foot. So it's pretty good size.
It's massive.
Oh, it's huge. And
yeah,
when we were going through the tour, I kind of wanted you to talk more with Jeff about it, because I mean, when we was going through the tour, I kept thinking, well, that's kind of cool. And like, what about over here? And he just kept going and taking us. And I thought something would maybe be a half an hour. We were what, Jeff? 2 hours?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
it was. I thought we kept a good pace too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it takes a little while to get through the whole building.
Wow. So inside the building, is it intact?
What, the building itself?
Yeah, no, like the machine inside. Is there any is there machinery and the original?
Oh, no, they took all that out. They took all the generators out, all the switches, all the wiring, every wiring, that they could get out of the building, they took out. The only piece of original equipment left is a 30-ton crane built by Morgan Company. That's the only original piece of equipment left in the building.
So effectively, it's like a completely empty, massive building.
Yes.
And massive puts it mildly. It is amazing. I mean, that was the word I kept using the entire time, wasn't it? Every time somebody asked me, what do you think, Jay?
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. What do you think, Jay? Amazing. This is the only word I had that day. I was like, amazing.
I mean, I've seen photographs of it. It looks beautiful. It just looks just like a investigator's dream, quite frankly. I bet it's incredibly atmospheric in there as well, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Very much. When you go into the building, if you use your imagination, you can step back in time and actually, if you see any of the pictures, you can visualize what it looked like, what it sounded like, how everything was. Actually, we do have Joe Vitale has been working and doing a lot of research for us. He's putting together something of his own, a little book, and he's got some phenomenal photos that he's found and dug up. So, also, if I can give a quick shout out to our home team that at the dam now, it's Gateway Paranormal Society. They've come aboard, and that's our home team now.
Mm.
And if you can ever check out their page.
Oh, you can give a shout out to anybody you want to, man.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just going to share a link that I found regarding this because it has some fantastic photographs on it into the chat room, so people can actually go and actually have a little look at the amazing place that this is. And there's some really, really old photographs of when it was under construction and stuff like that on there. So that is great. Why is it haunted, Jeff?
Okay, actually, I've talked to some of the people that had worked there, relatives that had worked there and everything, and they said the building was actually haunted from day one. They said that they could set their watches and, by about lunchtime, they would hear voices, see figures walking around. But there's the reason behind all that. It's actually built on Native American ground that was sacred to them, to the Cherokee Indian. Chief Dragon Canoe, he lived in the area. It was very sacred to them, and it was taken away, through the, a treaty and everything. And I kind of think, they say there is a Cherokee curse on the land. The Cherokee Indians hold the water and land sacred, so they're not going to curse the land. They'll curse the people that tried to do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
But we also had a lot of bloodshed from the Civil War, on up. I mean, they were even at one time a race riot, and some lynchings. There've been a couple of people that have died there, so there's a whole lot to it, And also, when they did flood the area from the dam, there's a couple of cemeteries that got flooded also.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't even exhume the bodies when they flooded it out. They just flooded the cemetery and everything, just left it there.
Yeah, now, they were supposed to have gotten some of the graves, moved some of the graves, some of the bodies, but, back then, I really don't know for sure.
Yeah, and Richard in the chat room said, so the location is an old dam complex. Yeah, it is, Richard, and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, what there's tunnels and everything else to it, right, Jeff?
Yes.
So
did you say there's tunnels?
Yeah, there's the dam complex itself, and then go to the control area. There's tunnels that go to it, and it's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Jay?
Like I said, the only way to get inside a building too now is through the tunnel system that's underground. Actually, that tunnel was an old service tunnel. It had steam pipes, some of the electrical cables to it, but we've locked all the doors on building 2 on the outside, so the only way through it is through the tunnel system. And it's 3 floors too. And it was, I think it was added on in like 1959, early 60s.
It's amazing. I mean, I just sent Kerry some of the pictures that I took that day that I got to do the walk around with you and Vicky. And I just, once again, I need to say thank you to you guys for taking time out of your day to meet us over there and give us a tour of the place. And I will be coming back. I do want to come and investigate, whether I book it with a smaller group or come do something with your guys' events that you got going on. You can bet your bottom dollar that I will be back. That place is amazing. I can't wait to see what happens.
I really appreciate everybody that come out that day to go through and check it out. It was nice having all of y'all there.
And all of us are still talking about it. Everybody's raving about it. Everybody's got plans on coming back, and some of us are actually talking about working together and coming back, because there's no way, in my opinion, if you got a team of 10 people or less, there is no way you can properly investigate that entire facility and check that entire facility out and give it the proper checkout that it needs to be done in one night. There's no way.
No. Now, see, we've got we've had it, me and Vicky and myself have had it. It'll be a year, March 31st, actually, and we're having an event that night for our celebration for 1 year. But we have been there off and on for 2.5 years. So, yeah, in that amount of time, I mean, we've found out a lot. But one thing about this place is it changes. You think, oh, boy, I'm making some headway here. I'm finding out what's going on, finding out who is here. Then all of a sudden it changes. There's new things that come out, new things that show itself. So it is difficult to get everything.
Hey, Kerry, you would have it amazed because of your energy work that you do. Did I send you the picture that's got the little eddy inside of it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's inside the building. Where the little whirlpool's at?
Yeah.
Jeff, where that's the first area you took us into. It's a huge, massive area, but that whirlpool that you said, water's there 6 foot deep right there?
Wow.
Yeah.
And that whirlpool's there constantly, right?
No, now the whirlpool, it comes and goes, but another thing about the whirlpool, we do have another one that'll show up. And where that is where the massive generators, there were 2 massive generators in that area. And the currents coming from each side of the building causes the whirlpools. This past weekend, you could actually hear it we were there, and you could hear it make a noise as it would suck down in and come back up, suck down and come back up. And it's pretty crazy.
Oh, it was the energy though in that room. I mean, it was amazing. And
oh yeah,
this was Teresa and all the energy workers, Teresa, Brandy, all of them that were there were talking about how they could feel that energy, that water flowing, and you get the river going by and the lake that's there. What I can't even say the name of the lake right now.
That's Tennessee River turns into Nickajack Lake.
Yeah, the Nickajack Lake.
Further down.
Yeah. Yeah. It was absolutely amazing, and that energy of that constant. When you see the pictures of me with my heads in them, I'm actually on top of the dam, walking out to a part of the dam that's now gone that used to cross the river. At least, 30, 40 feet up in the air?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a 40-foot drop.
So I was like, I used to not be bothered by heights, but the more I got closer to that edge, I'm like, damn, it's cold, and that water's fast, and I'm old, and I'm fat, and it's going to hurt.
Yeah, now that was a special treat for y'all guys.
It was. The energy there was phenomenal. It really, Kerry, you would love it.
I have to say, I wouldn't even know where to begin with this location. Like you say, it's so big, you would need so many people in there. What kind of activity have you experienced in there?
Okay, we've got EVPs are just, phenomenal there. A lot of shadow figures, full body apparitions, and we do have some things that's kind of nasty and that's kind of mean there. We got one on the second floor of the main building, and then one that normally hangs out in building 2 and comes through the tunnels too. People have seen creepers on the floor. So you got a whole gambit of different things that go on there. Children, got a good picture of a little girl that one of our friends, Lacey Booth, got this past summer. She was just snapping photos away on her cell phone and sent it back to us, and you can actually zoom in. You can see the little girl, blonde hair and everything.
So why would there be children there in a dam?
Okay. There used to be, coming from the other side of the river through the dam, there was a little small tunnel system. The kids on that side of the river would come through it and come up a spiral staircase to go to school on our side of the river every morning. Their moms and dads, if they worked there, they would come through also. Well, when school let out, there was one dead-end part of the tunnel that some of the kids, would come in that area. It was just, their little kids area. Also, the children's spirit goes back to the pandemic of flu outbreak. So some of the children's stuff, though, we don't actually, think that it's a real kid, that it's something mimicking a kid to maybe lure you in, one of the nasties. Yeah. But we've got...
sorry.
Let's go ahead.
So you think it's something that's mimicking a child, not actually a real entity of a child? Well,
I think we do have some, children's spirits there. We've got a group that got a EVP of a little kid. It sounded like a little girl saying, "I don't know where my mommy's at," and it's clear. And that was coming from the Whirlpool area that Jay was talking about. A couple of people have seen kids in there, but we do have a mimic. There is no doubt we do have a mimic in there. It'll mimic your voice, other people's voices, the children. So I don't really know. That's something new that we're working on with the mimic. One thing they did see there, Joe Vitale was there, Gary Fisher was there, and a couple others. They saw my doppelganger. So that's kind of weird. Now, I don't want to see it, but they actually saw it go down the tunnels. And I was actually outside the building in our break room. So
That would be
So-
weird.
Do you think then it's an elemental kind of energy?
Okay, now, yeah, the one that's in building 2 that's been brought up before. Yeah, I kind of think, and my personal opinion is it was brought in from the Native American side as a protector because it will target certain types of people and actually chase them out of the building. My wife and myself have never been harmed by him. He is scary. He's about 7 foot, and if he would have been flesh and blood walking the earth, he'd been about 450 pounds. He's big. Several people have seen him, but I really don't think he's, going to, do harm to us. He just does not like certain type of people.
Max has brought up a good point in the chat room about the children's spirits there. What if they're actually children's spirits because of the graveyards that were flooded? Children had a high.
Well, a lot of people, a lot of people have theorized that, and it's possible.
It's a possibility, I suppose.
It's a safe place, I guess, that they feel to go to.
Well, and with all that water, the way if water does create the natural energy and all that stuff, like some of us claim in this field that it does, and the natural magnetism, then with the way it swirls around there and the way that the water hits the side of the dam and it swirls around it and causing the eddies and whirlpools around and stuff, that's a natural form of energy that could draw them there then.
Right, and
theoretically.
If you think about it, it's a big concrete building jetted out into the water, so it's like an antenna. We have limestone, we have quartz, we have running water, all good conductors for paranormal activity.
Oh,
so
gosh,
sometimes
yeah,
I think it's like a beacon.
There's a lot of factors, like environmental factors there that add up together that gives you a working basis of they're themes that come up time and time again when you look at hauntings, aren't they? Water and limestone's been talked about in regards to, holding energy. And that was something I looked into for something in the UK. And this is an area that I'm actually looking into more and researching more on a private kind of project about the environmental factors. And when you do look at the Hales Bar Dam, it does have a lot of those factors that seem to contribute. It's an area of research. None of this is proved, but it is an area that we're all looking into to see if this has an effect. The actual location and the actual environment surrounding the location has an actual impact rather than it being specifically the building. The building is just the conduit, I suppose, the reason which has been recorded. It sounds fascinating. Were children involved in the construction part of the dam?
No. That was. They actually had workers working in it, all the way, around the clock, but no kids involved. No, that was, like I said, it was started 1905, so no, none of that would have been. They had a school building there, so that was going to be more of them making sure they did get their education by mom and dad working.
Oh, I see. So while the parents were working, the kids would be at the schoolhouse.
Right. Yeah, and also on the Jay was there, and he could see the hillside that had the cabins. You remember those, Jay?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got some beautiful cabins you can rent.
That whole hillside used to be like a small town. Had a hotel and everything there. When you come back, we do have a history book. There is one in the office. You could go in there and flip through it and check it out and see more of what's going on and how it was back in that time.
I was going to say, it's like a community, isn't it, that was built up around the construction of this place.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
So it's like a community that got built up around the construction part of this place.
Oh, yes. It was a very big deal. I mean, it was, the first to do this. So it was a big community effort, and they built a big community through this.
Mm-hmm.
I did not, and that makes sense looking at the hillside where the cabins were at. Because I was telling Teresa about how that hillside was awful stepped off and stuff, and tiered and everything like that. I'm like, but there was nothing built on it and stuff. You could actually see the rock walls where it was holding it back. I'm like, well, they've done that for a reason. I didn't know it's because they had a whole entire community up on the side of the hill. But the cabins, well, you said the cabins themselves are haunted also.
Oh, yes. Right there at the end of the drive, there is 3 walls left of a building. It's took over by kudzu now, but now that, it's all died down, you can actually see the roadway, some of the foundations. So it's pretty neat to see through the year, through the times of the year from spring all the way to winter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and if you guys go there, they also, not only they have the cabins there that you can rent on the hillside and stuff, but they also have these, I'm almost curious some pictures of them. They're floating cabins.
Oh, wow.
They're absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they have 1 and 3 bedroom cabins, and if anybody, come down there and wanted to rent them, they could call ahead and reserve them. You can call Hales Bar Marina. You can look it up, and it's got the number. You can rent you a cabin, stay the weekend, and come see us. So,
Kerry, I'm going to send you a picture of one that's on dry dock.
Okay.
And one that's in, and I'm going to send Kerry a picture of one that's in dry dock, and then a picture of a couple of them out in the water. I'm sure some.
Now I'll tell you,
they're amazing.
We stayed in them, and they're super nice because you have the dock comes all the way around, and then you got out front where the boats are docked and everything. You have a little porch so you can fish. So it's pretty.
Oh, wow.
They're real nice.
They are. They look fantastic. Going back to
so when you bring your butt over here, Kerry, we're going to go get one of those cabins. When you bring your butt over here to investigate, Hales Bar Dam is going to be one of the places I take you.
Oh
and
my God,
we're getting one of those floating cabins. I'm telling you.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah! I'm all over that. That looks awesome. It does look absolutely awesome.
So get your little ass over here, would you?
Oh my God! I'm manifesting. I'm trying to manifest money.
So am I.
I couldn't be working any harder. Trust me.
Trust me, because like I said, Hales Dam Bar is going to be at the top of our list.
Oh, it looks awesome. Again, it's the only word for this place. So I've shared a link to some photographs of this place because it is absolutely fantastic. Now, is it over investigated? Is there teams going in all the time?
My phone keeps going in and out. Over investigated?
Yeah, like are there teams going in all the time? Is there too many? Are people starting to over investigate it?
No, not really. I mean, like I said, the building is, the building a tunnel, second building, it's so much, like you even said, to completely investigate it takes a long, long time. And like I had mentioned, I gave that shout out to Gateway Paranormal Society, our home team. They, are on board with us to help try, they come out and try to find out more of what's going on in there because it's just so much. We do have a lot of teams that's booking it now and wanting to come, and we're very appreciative of that. When we got the place, I told my wife, I made a statement, and I hold by this. I tried for so many years to get into Hales Bar Dam that it was always booked or it was shut down. Now that we got it and managers of it, I want to keep it open for the groups. I want the groups to be able to come out and enjoy it because I knew how hard it was to get in there. I knew how difficult it was. It's, we still have tours. People come out, and take a tour or, they'll do a little mini investigation where we go in and take our equipment. So, we try to fulfill everybody's desires with the building. We just don't, hold it for one specific thing. A lot of places just hold it, for, okay, all we're going to do is let teams come in, or all we're going to do is tours. We don't. We try to give everybody a chance to come out and enjoy it and have fun. Experience what is going on at Hales Bar Dam.
I think it'd be an amazing place, not only to investigate, but I can see people doing video shoots there. I can see people doing even still photography. I know some people that would absolutely love taking still photography throughout the place. It's so versatile, and it's so stinking big. You don't understand the concept of how big this place is.
I was going to say it looks like a film set in certain, some of the photographs you sent me, it looks like a film set.
It's phenomenal. The location is, and the size of it is just. It takes it. There's no way. We got a team of 6 people. It would take us Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I still don't think we could do the place justice with the amount of and be able to concentrate and give it a thorough, proper investigation. I really don't. It's that big. There's that much going on in different locations.
Wow. Right. Now, Richard has said, is there a record of any deaths to do with the building of the dam?
There's nothing that we have found. By word of mouth, yes, there was some deaths that happened. There is one documented that actually somebody got electrocuted, and they took them to Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, and they died at the hospital. So, I talked to a gentleman that comes and fishes off the dock a lot, and his uncle actually got killed there. He said on the other side where there is like a dock that would swing out where they loading dock, and it crushed him. He said there is a couple of deaths that had occurred during construction. In that time period, there's a lot of it that was probably swept under the carpet. They held more value to the mules than they did to human life. Back in that time.
I do have a question for you in the Facebook live feed. Luke Walker, who is with us over there, him and his buddy Vinny Vineyard, we will have a show starting up here soon on Paramania Radio. But they film a show. They've got one season in already. They're on the second season of Wrestling with Ghosts, and they want to know is it only on the weekends, or could they get a hold of you guys and see about filming an episode there on a weekday?
Yes, we're available any day.
There you go, Luke.
Even morning times, because actually we have somebody coming out next. Let's see, trying to think, it might not be next Tuesday. No, it's the following Tuesday, I believe. We have somebody coming out doing a photo shoot in the daytime, early in the morning. So, we're available anytime. All they have to do is get a hold of us, which they can find us on Facebook, or they can go call Vicki. She's the one that takes and does all the booking at 423-316-8673. We have a website. It's at halesbardam.webs.com. So we have several ways for them to get a hold of us. Like I said, the best is phone number or through Facebook at the Haunted Hales Bar Dam. They go on there and they can like the page and just keep up with the page, because we run specials all the time, like special ghost hunts. We have special investigators come in, our tours. Like I said, the 31st of March is our 1-year anniversary, and it's only $20 a ticket. So, spots are really booking up quick for that one. And special investigators will be our home team. They're coming in to help us. And so it should be a good time.
There you go, Luke.
Yeah.
Oh, he said fantastic.
Yeah, just tell them just to get a hold of us. It's no problem. And we'll set it up.
There you go. Him or Vinny Vineyard, one will be getting a hold of you soon. Like I said, they film a series called Wrestling with Ghosts. Both of them and their other guy that's on their team were all 3 professional wrestlers, and now they're paranormal investigating, trying to see if they can't. And they're doing a great job. I enjoy their show. They're great guys. And like I said, starting next week, I think it's next Wednesday, they'll have their show here on Paramania Radio, the Big and Funky's Ghost Show and Go-Go featuring them guys. So
that's
get a hold of them, Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to listening to that. And that would be great if they could go and do an investigation at the dam and have it as an episode. That would be fantastic.
See, I'm promoting the radio show. I'm promoting the TV show. I'm promoting the dam. Hey, y'all got to get my ass down there too, damn it.
Oh, you're such a pro, Jay. You're such a pro.
Yeah, come on, just let us know, Jay.
You know I'm coming back, Jeff. You and Vicky know for a fact that I'll rent a car in a heartbeat and drive the 5.5 hours again to come down there. I've got to get down there this year. This isn't something I want to wait. I want to get with you guys and come down, and I don't give a crap if I get a hold of one of your open investigations or whatever. That place is humongous. If you had 30 people in there and 5 or 6 of you broke off into another section, you would never hear the other people in some of those other. You could get totally away from each other and have absolutely no thought of contamination. It is amazing, the location.
Yeah,
it's just
we've had I think the max we had at one time was like 40 people, and broke down into groups, and yeah, everybody had a good time. You spend a certain time in location, rotate, just make sure everybody got it, and it was good.
It's absolutely huge. You could interact with other groups, and that would be my recommendation, is to actually, because of the vastness of it and stuff, if you have a group of 5, 6, 7 people, find you another team with about the same size, and that way you can break off into 3 or 4 groups and cover it a little bit better, because there's no way that 3, 4, 5, 6 of you is going to cover that place in one night. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. And it can be done, but I don't think you can give it the justice that it deserves, and I don't think that you're going to be giving yourself the credited time that you need to absolutely sit down and take your time and learn the facility and learn the environment and see what kind of activity you get. It's just that big. It's just that amazing to me.
So does the activity seem to center around the people when you're there? So when you're investigating?
No.
It will just appear wherever?
Actually, if you go into the tunnel system, if you come from the main building, come all the way through, and then come through, we call it switchback. It's where all the capacitors were and switches and stuff. You come through that area and come through the mechanics area. Now, the mechanic is still there. So far, he hasn't told us his name, but he hits quick. He'll give you some EVPs, and then he leaves. But then you go to the tunnel, because you have to go through his area, go to the tunnel system. If you sit down at our table, and we do, we have tables set out, areas, chairs for people to use. So you go over there, and you can actually start hearing him in the mechanics area doing things. You can hear him talk about you, mumbling. You can't make it out, but you can hear voices. Mm-hmm. So, and through the other parts of the building, you can hear bangs. We've heard voices in other parts of the building while you're in one area. Now, if you go down, like Jay said, down where the whirlpool area is, the main, that's the generator room. We'll spend time in there so people can, when we're doing tours, see, shadow figures and hear stuff. But there's a balcony that looks out from the second floor. We've seen figures up there. So there's stuff going on all through the building all the time.
Right.
It just doesn't center around you. Now, once you sit down and get comfortable in the area and get quiet and start doing your work, then, they'll come around. We've recently learned in the tunnel system, we have we have a table there. We were in there just doing a tour and set a candle in the exit tunnel, and the candle was actually moving towards us. And it was freaking everybody out. They actually got to see it move. They come and start getting curious. Pieces of equipment that we've put out, the 360 periscope, the red pod made by Paratronics, they love it. We've had a lot of good experience with it. And our mimic will actually mimic the noise that is generated by the red pod at times. There won't be one in the whole building at all, and you'll hear it beeping off. And you're like, well, why is it doing that? And then we've learned it's the mimic.
So we're talking more of what seems to be an intelligent, haunting, not just a residual.
We do have a residual there, and we do have intelligent. Like I said, a lot of the shadow figures, it's almost like they're working. We've even heard voices where you could tell, they were working on something. Was not paying no attention to us, so, it's a residual type. But we do have intelligent interactions where you'll get them, like I said, hitting a piece of equipment on command, lighting it up on command. Some of these pieces of equipment have different color lights. You can get them to light up a certain color. So, yeah, they like to be known. They like to have some fun and interact back with us. Our most strongest spirit there is, her name is Linda. She likes to be known. I tell everybody to make sure that they do not disrespect, any of them, especially her. But she will come out and she'll give you a lot of good EVPs, interact with equipment. So, yeah, a lot of the spirits that's there like people to come in and acknowledge them. I think they're just like us, except they're in a different plane now. So I guess they get lonely, want people to talk to them, and want to be able to talk back.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah. That makes I would. I like to talk. If I'm a spirit and I'm not getting a reaction, I'll be like, "Come on, talk to me."
It's obvious that you and I like to talk as many podcasts as we do now and radio shows.
Well, I do.
Well, I'm being honest.
I do like to talk. You know me.
I'm telling you, people. I can't stress it enough. If you get down in there, you have to go. You have to go right now and go on Facebook and find Hales Bar Dam. You guys do have a webpage also, right?
Yes. Like I said, you can find us on Facebook at the Haunted Hales Bar Dam. Our website is halesbardam.webs.com. And then you can also, like I said, call us at 423-316-8673.
Luke, I hope you wrote that number down this time. Actually, you can go back and listen to the archives and play it over and over again until you get it right.
This is very true.
I got to give those cheap pops for me and Kerry too, daggone it.
I'm really fascinated by this particular location because it is incredibly different from most of the other kind of locations because of the size, because of the history, because of what it is. I'm wondering, obviously it's over water, so I'm wondering if a lot of the noise would possibly come from the water interaction with the building, because some of the floors are flooded, aren't they?
There's actually one underneath that is. It's that's flooded. The rest of it's not. We had some divers come in, and they went through and actually got photos of what's underneath there. There's still one more area for them to come in and check out for us. But the outside contamination, like I said, we have a home team now. Then this is one reason that they are our home team. They've went outside. They've even tried to replicate the noises, the voices, etc. And you can tell it's outside, which you can tell what's inside. So they have done a lot of work for us, and they're still, they're skeptical about it. They're not. I say, right off the bat, this is what's going on. No, they'll go outside and they try to debunk it. Try to, say, okay, this is what's going on. But then they hear it and listen to the audio and everything, and they're like, nope, this is not it. They've done a lot of work, and they'll continue to do a lot of work for us.
That first main area is what, 30 foot high? That first building that you took us into where the whirlpool and all that was?
Yeah.
Okay, that building right there alone is, and the windows are all at the top. There's no windows in the sides.
Right.
They're all clear at the top. So with just knowing that how your location lays out, the layout of the building, that the walls are what, 12, 14 inches thick, if not, I'd say they're about 2 foot thick of concrete. They're just thick.
Right,
walls. So
they're very
easy
thick.
to tell. to me, it was easy to tell what your outside ambient noise would be and your outside interference noise would be because of the muffledness of it and the way they would echo, because there's only certain locations that could even get into the building, because there's no way somebody standing up against that wall saying hello, unless they were screaming at the top of their lungs, that you're possibly going to hear it inside that building. There's no way, because the walls are, like I said, they're 2 feet thick of concrete, and the only windows are 30 feet in the air. It was just like a distant thing. It's just amazing. Just absolutely amazing. I keep saying
it's amazing. It's amazing.
I know.
We have had a few questions in the chat room, which we've sort of glossed over a little bit. So first of all, Max has said, did the activity pick up or slow down, or did it stay the same about once the TVA took over?
Okay, the activity, as far as I know, has been about the same through, when it was working, actually in operation. And then when it was shut down in 1968, they put a fence up around it. And this is how it got the reputation of being haunted. People would come around, and, it started out as an RV park, and then it, become a marina and RV park. But people camping would see lights in the building, would hear screams, hear voices, and even people outside fishing would hear stuff going on in the building. And they're like, report it. They would report it and report it and report it. And, they'd come and check it out. Nobody in the building.
Right.
So it's, it does vary from time to time, with the activity. Since we took it over, it changed. And it does change. I mean, the activity will be, we have certain nights it'll be calm. Some equipment will hit, you can hear certain things, and then we'll go in the night after, and it's just, boom, blowed off the chain. Everybody's seeing things, everybody's hearing things, everybody's getting great EPs, equipment going off like crazy. So it's just, up to the spirits. I mean, we can't pull them on cue, they're not going to perform like, No, it's and a lot of it does have with depends on the type of person that goes in there. I guess they can tell, what their person. Yeah, because
you've said that a couple of times now. So, what type of person then? Seems to draw the activity.
People that's polite, that are sincere in what they're doing. And it's like they can know on that side what their intentions are. If they're respectful and they go in there and they're not making fun of them, they'll get good evidence. But the people that go in there joking, that go in there trying to provoke, the ones that provoke, most of the time they get chased out. And we don't, if we catch them provoking, we ask them to leave, because we don't, we're there all the time. We don't have to deal with the repercussions of what they have stirred up. But it just depends on the type of person. If, say, for instance, you got somebody that's a jerk, that's real arrogant, and they go in, more than likely they're not going to get nothing. But on the other hand, you get people that come in that's polite, that's got good intentions, they're going to get a ton of evidence. And we've noticed that with the different groups and how they work.
And the people that, when you gave us a walk around, there was about, 15 of us?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 15 of us, 18 of us, something like that. About 15 of us, 16 of us. People walking around in the group were noticing things and stuff. And in fact, some of them got to the point that they got their cameras out, their video cameras out, and they were running recorders while we were walking around because they kept hearing things and stuff. And that was in the middle of the day. It was like, 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon? That we started
about
4:30, 5 o'clock. So, but yeah, just by doing a walkthrough and just looking at the layout of the building and stuff like that and hearing some of the history, people were getting out the recorders and stuff and getting their cameras because things were going on. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, and everybody in the group was real.
It starts like after lunchtime. The activity starts just after sort of like the lunchtime period.
No, we've been there early in the morning, and activity goes on.
Okay.
There's no set. There really is no set, time. I think back in that day when they were saying, that you could set it about lunchtime, is because everybody was taking their break, so they started noticing. Rest of the time they're working, so you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was probably going on the whole time, but we've been there in the morning time, middle day, all the way, like what Jay said, about 2:00. There's no set time. It's, when they want to let you know they're there, they will.
And that's cool that you guys allow daytime investigations. A lot of locations don't, and people, to me, miss out on that opportunity because there's just as much activity during the day as what there is at night.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And it takes a person who's really wanting to hone their investigative skills. If you get one of these locations like this and you do it during the day, because you have so much more interference from outside, you have a lot more potential for outside interference. You really hone your skills big time by doing daytime investigations.
Right, and that's the way we, when a group books the dam, it's all private, and we're there on site to make sure, that nobody comes up to the gates or anything like that to try to interfere. But they have it from, we try to give it to them 3 p.m. in the daytime till 3 a.m. at night, and it's a good solid 12 hours.
Yeah, 12
But
hours.
we try to be fair with everything, and because a lot of them want to come in daytime and walk through and see how it goes, see what it looks like in daytime. And they've got plenty of time to go through, even to the evening. So, we try to be fair with everybody with it.
I think that's great because, like, so many locations are just like restricted to the night time, and if you get activity all through that time, then it's like you say, it's worth doing and a totally different investigating experience. Whilst you're doing all of this with you've got a home team in there, are you building up a case file?
Yes. Now, us personally, because myself, I'm in there more than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much that goes on that I would done have a library. But other people, we do have groups that'll go in, excuse me, and they have given us evidence, that they've gathered, but they keep copies. So, yeah, we do have groups that are keeping an ongoing file of what's going on from their investigations. We also, if anybody does capture anything, hey, just send it to us. We'll give you credit. We'll put it out there for you so other people can see it. However they want to do it. It's, like I said, it's up to each group how they work. Our Gateway Paranormal, our home team, they do have archives that they keep. And they're working on some other things right now, too. So, yeah, we try to keep them notes. So if, like I said, another team far off that's never been there comes and then they get something, then we can look at everybody else's notes and say, okay, yeah, you got it in the same spot, the same thing,
Yeah, you start seeing patterns start to emerge.
Right, exactly. And then, that's how we've learned who's there and if they want to be noticed, from the EVP recordings of how they, what they tell us. Just like Linda, she told us her name. The same voice will come across on, recordings from other teams, and her story is an ongoing story, because everybody's gotten so much from her. The other spirits that are, a lot of groups have gotten this, the same voice or the same names. So yeah, it's nice to have that so you can compare it.
Yeah, I agree with that, and definitely build up that like you say, that history of hauntings. You can start seeing patterns and build up a picture of the activity that's occurring there. I'm assuming you don't discuss what's happened before to teams, so you don't feed the teams, as it were, that go in.
No, I try to keep it to where, I try to not contaminate it. But like second floor, there is a certain room that is Linda's room, and I let them know that's Linda's room.
Mm-hmm.
For the simple fact is, show her respect, because she tries so hard to communicate with us more than anybody else.
So she wants her story told.
Right. Yes, you hit it right on you hit the nail on the head on that. She wants her story told, and she wants to try to get it completely out. I try not to, like I said, I don't feed them a bunch of information so they can embellish it. I'd rather them find it out on their own and then come to us and say, look what we found. I'm like, hey, that's awesome. Guess what? This person found it, this person found it, so it's pretty cool when it's validated that way.
Oh, we need to go. We've actually run out of time.
Holy shit, that was a quick
got
hour.
carried away with the discussion. We do apologise. Thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight. Thank you all for listening. Loved all your comments in the chat room. Jay?
We'll get you guys back on again soon. Y'all, thanks for listening. Don't forget, start next week. We got Vinny and Luke joining us and stuff. Teresa and I on Monday night. Karen again this Thursday. Thank y'all.
It's not easy.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to join us for more shows throughout the week. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and the World Wide Web to keep up to date with all the shows right here on Parasearch Radio.